Big Shot Bowling. Big Shot Bowling is brought to you by Duddy Ford. From economy to luxury, you'll find it at Duddy Ford. By Diamond Chevrolet, where you always get a diamond of a deal. And by Durette, custom concepts in cast lucite. Big Shot Bowling is brought to you in conjunction with the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress. Hi, everybody. Bob Fouracre with Dan the Man Murphy. And as always, we'll be sharing with you two quality candlepin bowlers. We have our six-time champ coming back, Paul Berger, and he's taking on our real champ in the name of John Czernicki. Czernicki, over the years, Dan, has won his share here on Big Shot Bowling.
Oh, he's 7-3 in our show. 7 wins and 3 losses, and now he comes against the fellow who's won 6 in a row, going for his number 7. And all he did last week was bowl 462. And talking about Paul Berger, of course. John Czernicki, the challenger. Well, he's been here before. We know what he can do.
He knows what it's all about. He certainly does. Now let's take a close-up on each chap. First of all, the challenger. And we're going to be looking at John Czernicki.
Okay, he carries an average of 124 and comes from Webster, Massachusetts. Qualified for the show with 650, 5-string total.
Not too shabby at all, and he'll be going after the King of the Hill. And the King of the Hill, as we mentioned a couple of times, from Hopedale, Massachusetts, Paul Berger. And Paul has really been beating up on the pins.
He carries an average of 132, and we saw why last week, bowling a 3-string total of 462. Almost beating the highest 3 strings ever hit on the show, 467. But he was just unbelievable last week and bowling with a lot of confidence. Even him himself, he believes he's in a streak now. Just a matter of how long that streak is going to go, and somebody's trying to end that streak, which is going to be John Czernicki.
And Dan, by the way, who holds that record of 467?
A guy named Murphy. Not a bad in his day.
Yeah, the guy right beside me here, Dan the Man. We'll be back with string number 1, showcasing the challenger, John Czernicki, against the champ, Paul Berger. But before we have the first string, let's roll away for these Big Shot Bowling, and to lift it off is John Czernicki. John called for a lob in the very first ball by the official, John Patorsky. John Patorsky making the official calls. So John has 2 balls remaining in the first frame. If he knocks them all down with this one, he'll get credit for a spare.
There
That's what he gets. Gets the spare after the lob. Gotta love it. That's one way of getting them all down.
Six-bill on the spare, which did an imitation of a strike.
Yeah.
And 2 spares in a row for John, and I guess the lob didn't hurt him or didn't bother him at all.
Here's that second spare. Here's Paul Berger in lane 29. Berger looking for his 7th straight win. And Danny, I'm going to have to correct something I said last week. I made a mental error. Paul Berger did tie you and Jack Senek for the most marks in a match. He did have 21. I had him down for 20. He ended up with 7 strikes and 14 spares.
Not too bad.
Berger with the home run ball.
That's why he's won so many weeks, because of this. Pretty quick.
So now in the record book for the most marks in a match, we have Dan Murphy, Jack Senek, and Paul Berger, all with a total of 21. And last week, Berger had himself a 3-string count of a 462, which was 5 off the record of 467 recorded by Dan Murphy, my partner here on Big Shot Bowling. Here's a guy that's been in the winner's circle, as Dan pointed out at the top of the show, 7 times over the years. A record of 7 up and 3 down on Big Shot Bowling. And one of his defeats came to you, Dan, when you blew him away with a 418 to a 342. Ah, you used to be good.
Oh yeah, that's, you know, that's a few years ago.
Oh God. Oh, John is laboring in this frame.
John had victories over Mike Sargent, Bob Donahue, Dennis Shute, Jerry Menard before he got tired, before he met me. He came back and lost to Bob Gregory. Then he came back and defeated Jack Sanick, Gary Carrington, Brian Uphold before losing to John Waller. So he's done very well in our show. And oh my, head-to-head pin with the first ball, yes, 1 and 5. Working on a strike.
Coming out.
Not a bad fill, considering.
No, with an 8 on the strike. And a 9 count for Berger. Berger with an 8, and then a strike 8, and then a 9. Whereas John had a spare 6, spare 8, 9, and then a disappointing 5. Drop of 7.
4-7 with a 10, and some lumber that could help him carry that 10 pin.
Yep.
Yes.
Berger with the spare. Here it is on replay. That's the way you play it, baby. Right on the button, utilizing the playable wood. The winner of the show will be collecting $200. The runner-up will be collecting $100. And we're going to move John over to lane 30. Having a little problem there on lane number 29. John looking for a spare. Have to wait for the wood to settle in. Yep, he got it.
Nice try. Nice try. Nice spare. That was a difficult shot considering the angle of the wood.
Both bowlers will be receiving trophies from George Girton Trophy Center, located in Worcester, Massachusetts. And if a guy gets a triple strike, he'll win himself a trip for 2 to Atlantic City, compliments of Fresh Pond Travel. When thinking travel, think Fresh Pond. They're located in Natick, Massachusetts.
Ooh,
A 9
up to 6
count.
and went right around that 10.
9 after 2. So John with a 76 after a half dozen. And Paul Berger stepping up on lane number 30. Went over to 29, but was still having some mechanical problems there. So we'll be bowling on lane 30.
Got
Berger.
the 7 to go. Wanted that 4 pin to trip out of there too, but he's got the 3-6 with a 4 on the left.
Oh,
Nice shot. Nice
superlative.
Inside, the ball caroms over for the 4. Wood swings around for the 6. Nice shot.
Oh, right in there, baby. Berger's so far with a strike and a couple of spares, and Czernicki with 3 spares. There it is, spare number 3 for Paul. Bert Perangeli keeping the scoreboard that you're watching on your screen. Our statistician is Cheryl Young. John was hoping for a little backdoor action on the kingpin, but to no avail.
Yes, covers the king for the spare. Each bowler with 4 marks now. 4 spares for John, as you see. 3 spares and a strike for Paul Berger. Same lead that Paul Berger just had, but unfortunately John hasn't got the help of a few pieces of lumber in between like Paul did. Try to split the 3 and a 6. Might notice, John, we call them skip lobs. It's perfectly legal. The ball comes in contact with part of the wood, either in the approach or the first part of the lane, and then skips over the lob line. That's perfectly legal. Several years ago, it wasn't. It had to come in fair contact beyond the foul line first.
Berger with the strike.
On spare. My, oh my, oh
2
my.
strikes, 3 spares for Berger. Let's watch him blow out all the candles. Strikey for the 6-time champ.
.27 on the left, 610 on the right. Going for the fill. I think he was just playing the fill.
Paul Berger from Hopedale, Massachusetts, looking for his 7th straight. Leads it by 16 with 2 remaining in the first. The 2, the 6, and the 10 down on the pin plate. Be a tough shot.
Trying to cut the 2 over. Very difficult shot. Grab the 6 and the 10 for a 10 box. 16 pin advantage for Paul Berger. Looking for number 7.
John has won 2 tournaments on the WCBC Tour. The last one coming up not too long ago.
That's correct. 1308. Our November stop at the State Bowl in Springfield, Massachusetts. His other one coming right here at the Londonderry Bowling Center last year when he had a phenomenal 14.75 for not only a lane record, but also a tour record. Highest 10 games anyone has ever bowled on the tour.
And a 10. And a 122 for John Czernicki, who hails from Webster, Massachusetts. Tough leave for Paul Berger.
Certainly is. He's got the 3 pin, then he's got the 7,
Wow.
8, and 10. Trying to cut the 3.
Ooh.
Very close. Very close. And again, muscle memory on that one. 124 with a box to go. Boy, slipped a little bit last few weeks. He's done 145 for an opening game. 134, 148, 153.
And the week before the 153, he lifted off with a 120. And the week before that, in the win over Jack Ray, he lifted off with a 136. He reloads.
Ooh, he wants it to fall this way. Well, he's going to have a lead.
And a 10.
134.
So he leads it by a dozen, a 134 to a 122 after 1. Our 6-time champ, Paul Berger, has the lead. We'll be back with the second. But before we do, we're going to pause for these messages. Over the challenge of John Czernicki as we lift off the second game. Once again, Berger with a 134 in the first, Czernicki with a 122. Berger en route to that 134 had a couple of strikes and 3 spares. And in that 122 for John, he had 4 spares. Paul lifting it off with an 8.
One 3 pocket, that's his pocket.
Spare it up for Paul Berger.
Hasn't missed too many of those. And he, believe me, the last several weeks had a lot to shoot at. Whoa.
Hey, how about that one?
Hello, John.
Czernicki splashing them all down.
1 3 pocket here, and just no doubt about it. Just takes a little time. There they go. Looking for 2.
as my old friend Aubrey Greenwald would say, strikey ya. Aubrey was an outstanding umpire.
Ooh, spare on strike for John.
Not too bad at all for the big
good
guy.
Good start for John.
Here's Berger. Right in the 1-2 pocket, but he's got a difficult shot, but it can be had.
That'll be interesting. It tries to cut the 5-pin over or snap the wood in front of the 10.
Trying to cut it. No. Ten count for Paul. Paul with an average of a 132. His best high, a 191. His best 3, 493. Seven down, 3 to go.
3-5 and the sleeper in the back, the 9-pin. Almost flush in the 3-pin to carry that 9.
Ooh, off the wall.
Split the 3 and a 5 and got the 9-pin off the wall.
Whoa, Nelly, watch this one, baby.
Nice shot.
Goodbye. Half Worcester.
Half Worcester right.
3 and the 9.
Oh,
yes.
right back. Nice shot, John.
John Baby. 3 in a row. Strike and then a couple of spares.
Just enough to trip the 6 into the 10, as you see there. Spared. 8 drop. Looking for another spare.
He had a deuce on one of his spares. Came back with an 8 on that one, as you just saw. Now hoping to get another spare.
That puts John in the lead by a couple pins, too.
Yep. 2 up in the match. 14 up in this.
And he matches the mark by Paul Berger.
In this string, 1 strike, 3 spares for John. Overall, he has 7 spares now. 1 strike. Berger dropping 8.
Tough shot here because he's got the 6-10 and not a good angle on the wood. Gotta come up really high, almost hit the wood right at the edge of the channel. Like that. Nice shot. Nice shot by Paul. Boy, I'll tell you, that's a lot tougher than he made it look. Just clips the ball just before the ball falls off the lane. Nice shot. Right back with an 8 drop. 5-10 again.
Well, he's going to have to shave it.
He's going to have to cut the 5 into the 10.
Good try by the 6-time champ.
He called it. I was going to say that's a 9 box, but ball just slid off the lane, and yeah, you can see it there in the replay. Once the ball leaves the lane, ball is considered dead unless it's hit a fair piece of wood before it leaves the lane. In that case, it didn't. Big 9 fill for John. 69 after 4.
Right there for the spare.
Really a difficult thing to call sometimes when you're shooting for the 10-pin, whether the ball leaves the lane or not.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do.
No, usually the bowler will turn around and tell you, though. It's one of those, you know, gentleman's agreement, whether it's good or not. The bowler usually makes the call 99 out of 100 times.
And sometimes they can't, so they have to leave it up to the official. And here it would be a replay official.
Tough wood here.
Got it.
Negotiates that for the 4, and that's 6 in a row for John.
And we're going to take a break and let the pins cool off, but we hope they don't cool off too much, because when we come back, we hope that John Czernicki and Paul Berger are still on fire. Paul Berger, lane number 29, whacking down 6. Paul is trailing in the match. Oh, nice try. 9 for Paul. As you can see, Czernicki lifted off this string with a strike, and after that he has produced 5 spares in a row. Now Paul is hoping to get a spare, and if he does that, it will be his 4th mark in this string.
Oh, just slid by to the right.
Paul talking to himself right now.
Well, made the mistake. Little mistake, but it cost him dearly.
Shaves it down for the 10. 100 with 2 to go for Berger here in the second. Once again in the first, he had a 134, and Czernicki had a 122.
That was a lob.
That's the second lob called on John Czernicki.
That was on a spare.
Yeah, a big goose egg there. Tough one.
John's big, tall, strong boy. Gets the ball out there sometimes. So either he lobs it or he'll skip lob it. He's try to get it in between, but he's always bowled that way. And he just lives with the lob now and then and comes right back. Look at that. That's a 10 though.
Yep.
Otherwise that would have been another mark. Well, it might have not. We'll never know. That breaks the string of 6 marks in a row. And
it's the way it happens sometimes in this great game of candlepin bowling.
2, 4, 6. 2, 4 on the left, 6 on the right. Wood in between, which don't really think it's going to help on the initial impact because he's going to go for the 2, 4. Yes, helped him when he cut it over though. Nice shot.
Oh, what a string. Watch this one, baby.
That was gone with or without the wood. That 2-pin was going into the 6-pin.
Paul Berger is trailing it. Paul closing out his second game. And he's down by 6 in this one and 18 in the match. He came into this one leading by a dozen. Nice 10 by Paul.
They want to put one up there now. The game up in the high 20s. It's going to be anybody's match going to the final game, regardless.
The father of 2 looking for his 7th straight here on Big Shot Bowling.
I'm sure John Czernicki knows what happened a few weeks ago with. Oh, wow!
Did he get robbed?
Ooh. I'm sure John Czernicki realized what happened a few weeks ago when we had Paul Berger down by 33 pins to Dennis Stevens go with 1 game to go. And came back and caught him, went into overtime. So Paul is never out of it. John knows it.
134 with a 120 for a 254 after a couple for the champ. Here's John. John's best high single, a 197. His best 3, a 455. The father of 1 has been on the WCBC tour for 8 seasons. He has picked up a couple of victories, whereas Paul, over the years, he has picked up 1 on the tour. John Petorsky down there making the decision on was it in or was it out, and it was out. John tiptoes down there rather gingerly these days, Dan.
Well, everyone saw several weeks ago, and John had a little mishap after cleaning a pin out of there. And understandably why he's a little concerned when he goes down there. That's an 8 box.
That's an 8.
133 with 1 to go. 23-pin lead here in this game. 13 pins overall.
Well, down on the right we have the 6 and the 10, and off to the left is the 4 with a bit of lumber down there. And the man who's going to make this shot, try to come up with a spare, is Big John. John Czernicki. Nope.
Jumped right over that second piece of wood. He was hoping he would clip that wood and swing that into the 6 and 10. It didn't happen.
You know, Dan, I was so happy that a couple of weeks ago, that picture of Captain PJ and Reverend Bates and yours truly was found, the one that was stolen from Sawyer's Bolodrome in Northborough. It ended up down in Texas, Broken Bottle, Texas, where Mr. Glass found it. And he received his reward from Junie and Ev Sawyer, and they have that back on their wall at Sawyer's Bolodrome. It's so nice.
It was a crisis there for a while.
Was it ever?
Yeah.
There it is, a 1:43 in the second for John Czernicki as he takes the lead. He has it by 11 after a couple over the 6-time champ Paul Berger. Stick around, we got a barn burner going here on Big Shot Bowling. Here's John Czernicki. It's nice to see the commissioner with us today.
Oh, nice looking ball by John. That's not going to stay up.
Oh
It can't.
my God.
It can't. It can't stand up. Bob, that was down.
Well, not quite.
Bango. John punishes that one. How dare you stand up.
Oh,
11-pin lead for this man you're looking at right now.
And 11 spares. There's Dottie over there yakking away as usual. God. Motor mouth herself. I mean, she's here to watch the bowling, and she's charring away. Look at her go. Look at her go. My God.
Taking up Tony Czernicki's time,
Oh,
trying to watch his son bowl, and got to pay attention to Dottie.
Boy.
In the heat of battle, no less.
You'd think she'd rest that
look at
tongue
Tony.
once
He
in a
can't,
while.
can't get away from her.
Look at her go. That tongue is going. Oh, my God. Get that tranquilizer gun. 25 after 2 for Czernicki. It all happens here on Big Shot Bowling. I'll tell you, though, the commissioner will put a stop to that.
Either come here to talk or come here to watch the bowling action.
That's right.
Ooh, it's a break here for Paul, possibly.
Now, Dottie has won on the WCBC tour.
Yeah, everyone else fell asleep.
What is Dottie's last name?
Lorick.
Lorick, yeah, that's right.
Oh, we got her attention now.
Yeah. Here's the guy who
she's waiting for John to slip and fall.
Yeah.
She look
Look
see?
at her. Look at her. Now she's back. Look at her. She's yakking away. She's laughing. Tony Czernicki.
He's got Tony in stitches. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Tony will be in stitches once Stacia gets a hold of him.
Did you see that shot, Bob? Now, see,
Here
Dottie caused you to miss this shot. Good thing we got replay. Look at this, 6, 9, 10 in the 7.
Superlative.
Oh, my, oh, my.
Berger with the spare. His 7th one of the match along with 2 strikes. This is a good one brewing. Drop of 7.
Well, he's got the 6-10 again. And the 7 minus the 9. Piece of wood next to the 9. Let's see what he can activate that. Oops, never removed it. Oh, he's gained 2 pins back. Could lose one here and pound. No, matches the 10 box. 9 pins. See if our statistician has the same figures.
Yeah, she does. Cheryl Young doing her usual fine job here.
Oh, that was another one.
3rd one on John. John Czernicki from Webster, Massachusetts, with an average of a 124. Both of these guys have been bowling candle pins for a quarter of a century. Right
Or
on
the
the
10 box.
A dozen spares along with 1 strike for John.
No, that was
Yeah,
10.
10, excuse me.
Because of the
What
lob.
did I say? 11 spares along with 1 strike. I forgot the lob. I took a mental vacation. And the commissioner's going to be after me along with Dottie and a few
Oh,
other
nice
people.
strike by John.
What I was about to say, his 2nd strike along with 11 spares, Dan.
Here's his
There
the
it
11.
is, strikey. No, that's his 2nd strike. 11 spares. Yeah, something like that. For those of you that are keeping score at home, I know you're doing better than I am.
2, 4, and 7. It's getting late in the day, Bob, you know. Ooh, ball.
And as you mentioned, the 2, 4, and 7.
And it's still standing. Well, you've watched Paul over the last several weeks. You don't think things like that can happen where he can miss a shot that much to the right.
It can happen.
Oh, yes. This is a humbling game, this game of candlepin bowling. Second piece of wood in between. Watch out.
He got it.
Oh, just barely snuck it in there.
I knew it as soon as it left his hand.
Matches the strike put up by John with a spare of his own. John looking for the double.
Nope. The winner will be receiving $200, the runner-up $100, and the winner will have a shot at a Thunderbird. A brand spanking new Thunderbird. Compliments of 6 Gun Productions and Duddy Ford. There's the 10-64 at the midway point of the final game for John Czernicki. Czernicki leading in the match by 9, down by 2 in this game.
Oh, everything but the 4.
Our challenger next week will be Jim Putney.
Oh, it slips by the 4. First real big mistake by John other than the lobs.
10 count.
Failed to leave any pins standing. All 10s or better. Opening for Paul Berger. Working on a spare, down by 7. Down by 9.
Wow, got the lead. Ho, 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 ho.
No, I don't think so. Not yet, Bob.
Down
He was
by-
opposite a spare, a strike 9.
Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah, but the people at home are screaming and hollering at us.
No, it's you, not me. Oh, Nelly.
You have a statistician over there to keep you straight. How can you make those mistakes?
No, she's here to help you, not me. I'm
Down
on
by
my
8.
own.
8 fill on this strike now, and we're knotted up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, now he thinks so.
As I said, he got the lead. It was pre-announced, that's all. You have to pre-announce some things sometimes, Dan.
Oh, well, I'm new at this game.
I understand.
6 pin for another spare on strike.
Yes. And we're going to break it here as we'll do a little bit of arithmetic. Oh, what a match we got brewing between 2 quality, 2 super, 2 superlative, 2 awesome candlepin bowlers. John Czernicki and Paul Berger. And Murphy. Back to the action, John Czernicki. Now John is trailing by 2 in the match. And in this string, he's down by 13. That is factual.
However, Paul Berger is still working on a mark that could increase his lead.
That is true. Paul looking for his 7th straight win here on Big Shot Bowling. Down to the final 4 for each guy. And a 10 for John.
You heard it from his father, Tony Czernicki. Got to have one, and he's right. Got to set up those last 2 frames by putting a mark up here. It's Paul Berger, as Bob said, up by 2, plus the fill. He's going to fill in on that spare, as you see up there in the 6th frame for Paul Berger.
Now he's looking down at the 1, 3, and the 6, and he hopes to trip him up for the spare. Got him.
Nice mark by John. 1, 3, and 6.
12 spares now for John.
See the replay, and never a doubt about that one. Big mark for John Czernicki.
They're all big now, baby.
2's the lead. He can increase this by the number of pins. He knocks down in the spare. Whoa,
He knocks
make
them
it
all
12.
down.
My, oh my.
Berger with his 4th strike along with 9 spares. Berger looking for his 7th straight.
It's Berger time.
Oh, is it ever?
My, oh my. Give me a shake and some fries.
Going for the double. Nope.
2, 7, and 10.
With some lumber, a lot could happen down there. Watch it. Not too much happened, man.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything about it. It was a difficult shot.
Oh,
to make anything
absolutely.
happen.
But I thought he was going to scramble it up like he's done so many times. 124 to a 94 plus a ball working for John.
8, 9, big mark, and very important that
Oh,
he marks out now. Lead is 20, I believe.
yep.
And another nice spare by John. Covers the 5 by using the wood, or driving through the wood.
John Czernicki looking for his 8th win over the years here on Big Shot Bowling.
Another big 9, Phil. Almost a strike.
Yep.
Well,
He's going to have to cover this one for a spare.
he does.
Does just that.
Boy, what a finish.
A 132 plus a ball for John Czernicki.
Perfect game also. John's knocked down all the pins in every box.
And then some.
10 pins or better, right. 132 and a ball. Remember, he was up by 11 pins coming in. So Paul Berger's going to have to top his score by at least 11. 7 it's going to be. 139.
A string of a 139 for John Czernicki.
Okay, situation is this. A 150 ties the game. 151 wins. Right now he's at a 144 clip, so he needs at least 1 mark.
And a 3-string count for John of a 404.
Oh, and he's in jeopardy of losing with a 400 series. My, oh my. Well, it's going to be a tough one. 1, 3, and 7. Gonna try to split the 1 and the 3. Of course, you could go inside and have the ball take the 7.
Here he goes. He got it.
Wow.
Wow, what a key pressure, superlative shot.
Again, missed a clutch. Well,
Wow.
that's only part of the problem. Now he needs at least a 7 fill and a 10 for the win.
You heard it from my man, Dan the Man, Paul Berger, and John Czernicki in a cliffhanger.
Anything less than a 7, then he would have to convert it for another mark. But 7 and a 10 is the win. Looks good.
Yes, there is the 9.
And that's the win, I believe.
Paul Berger.
I'll give him 7 in a row, Bob.
There is the 9 and a 152 and enough for the win. Wow. 406. He wins it by 2. Paul Berger winning it by a deuce over John Czernicki in a barn burner here on Big Shot Bowling. And Paul Berger will be jumping into the winner's circle for the 7th straight time, and he'll be going after another crack at the Thunderbird. Murphy, and wow, what a match. It was Paul Berger winning for the 7th straight week, Danny, and what a finish. 406 to 404. And I think we're going to go to the replay and see that key spare. They're all big, but here's the one by Berger in the 9th in the final string.
All right, splits the 1 and the 3. The head pin goes down, clears out the 7, and that's what he needed. And they dropped 9. That's all he needed for the win. Mr. Clutch now, new nickname for Paul Berger.
Spelled victory for Paul Berger for the 7th straight. And of course, next week when he goes after Mr. Putney, he'll be going for the most consecutive wins to tie that record by Tom Surratt.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Another tough one in Jim Putney.
Should be very interesting. But before we have that one, we're going to have to finish off this week's show. Let's bring up John Czernicki. Come on up, John. Here's the big guy from Webster, Massachusetts, and he's been in the winner's circle 7 different times here on Big Shot Bowling. 4th time you lost, and what a way to lose, John.
Well, I had a couple of lobs in there, you know, and that cost, especially on a mark.
Yeah, it did. You would have liked to have had that Danny Murphy spare one instead of that spare goose egg, huh?
Yeah, it would have helped. I would have lost by 1.
That's true. That's true. 404, 122, 143, 139. Couple of strikes, 14 spares.
I bowled good. You know, I was bouncing the ball a little bit, but those lobs hurt.
Yeah, they certainly do.
That's your style anyway, son. You do, you know,
bounce
skip a lot a little bit.
Yeah.
That's, you know, you're going to change because of that. Hey, anytime you want to tell somebody you're going to hit 404, you take it, right?
That's right.
You knew he's bound to come down, but
Oh, I
thought he'd
know.
come down a little more than from the 462 to only the 406. So, John, congratulations. I know
Thank
you'll
you.
be back.
Thank you.
Another trophy from Girton Trophy Center, and we'll have $100 coming your way. Thanks a lot, John Czernicki.
Thank you.
John Czernicki, our runner-up, and he's a fine bowler, the son of Stacia Czernicki, and of course, the son of Tony Czernicki, and he is a son of a good bowler.
Son of a good bowler. Good, Bob. Good.
Not too bad. That was an ad lib.
Yeah, we got a lot of time left. You can do your stand-up comic. Is that it?
We're going to try that in a couple of moments. But now let's bring up the guy who's won it for 7 straight weeks. Let's hear it for Paul Berger. Paul. Still alive, huh?
Just barely.
Recap that whole match.
I was behind, and got lucky again.
134, 120, and then an outstanding, sizzling, awesome, superlative 152. Overall, 4 strikes, 10 spares, and a 2-pin advantage over a good bowler in John Czernicki.
John bowled great.